You can listen to the Canadian Gothic early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Include it with Prime.
Her child suffered a broken nose when the kids said their school bus picked up speed ahead of a known bump along Agnew Road. The kids said the bus driver sped up after a child asked her to go faster.
The Oshawa Generals junior hockey team is last in the division, but it seems fans have something else to complain about.
Oh, that was horrible.
If you went to the gym or did something that produced body odor, please shower before attending the game.
Down in Australia, we call people that you refer to as pullers wankers.
You are listening to Keep Canada Weird.
Handsome Air and Airport, episode 202 of Keep Canada Weird. We're back again. How you doing over there?
I'm doing good, buddy. Feeling good. Happy to be here. All of those nice things with you.
Not everyone listening is going to be able to see you, although most of them are envisioning you in their minds. Why don't you tell us about your face?
Well, I'll tell you and the entire listening audience. I always have a full beard, and I've kept a full beard consistently since early COVID days. And before that, I've had beards off and on, and I grow one for a month and then shave it or whatever. But since early COVID, I've always had a beard. However, I'm in this play right now at the Boardmore Theatre. It actually opens next week, Tuesday the 24th. It's called The Walworth Farce. It's an Irish play. And I need to be clean shaven for the play.
You play a baby.
I play a 6-month-old baby.
Just for people who, because again, this is an audio podcast, so people, I guess they're envisioning a clean-shaven air and airport, but just to make it like an audio-friendly thing, rub the mic against your face just so they feel
Okay, yeah.
See if it works.
Can you...
It sounds pretty rough. It doesn't look as rough as it sounded.
Yeah. And I look completely different now, I find. It's a different... My face is freezing all the time now.
We'll see how the episode goes. It's definitely unsettling at this point, but I think we can get over this. Let's talk about what's happened since episode 201, because there's been two big events in the world. Valentine's Day happened, since it fell on a Saturday, it kind of led to a Valentine weekend. Do you have anything you want to say about Valentine's? Did anything romantic or special happen? Were you given a rose?
Well, I don't like to get into my romantic life on this show. That's one bridge I won't cross here. Pull the curtain across and allow only myself to know.
Did you spend the day with your cat, Ken Tiggs? Was Ken your Valentine?
Ken is my Valentine every day of the year. So
I got my beautiful girl, Penny, some pink rubber dog toys. And I'll tell you, when I got her the toys and I was like, Happy Valentine's Day, Penny, here you go. I could see a smile form in her mouth, like a literal smile. The back of her mouth kind of went up, and that just warmed my heart. I had a wonderful Valentine's Day as a result of that. And then there was another big day, Shrove Tuesday. And I know we kind of briefly mentioned it off air. You seemed a little puzzled about Shrove Tuesday. Do you not make a big deal about that?
I never heard the term Shrove Tuesday. I don't know what that is.
I think Shrove Tuesday is like the Catholic Christian name for it, but I think the non-denominational word would be Pancake Tuesday. Do you know what that is?
I have heard of Pancake Tuesday. I've never celebrated Pancake Tuesday. I like pancakes, but I've never sat down and had pancakes on this so-called Pancake Tuesday.
Oh, I feel bad because it sounds like you had a rough childhood, because what we did at my house, every Shrove Tuesday or Pancake Tuesday, which happens once a year, my dad would make pancakes, but he would put coins in them.
Oh.
Which in hindsight kind of sounds like a dangerous game to play with children, but growing up, it was almost like, I remember having pancakes with $3 in it. And then back in the 80s, that was enough money to buy some hockey cards and whatever. Shrove Tuesday or Pancake Tuesday was a big deal for me. This year, I completely missed it. I didn't realize until the end of the day on Tuesday that it was Pancake Tuesday. And I kind of felt like an awful father.
Well, you could have ran through the McDonald's drive-thru and got some hotcakes.
Yeah, I guess I could have made it work that way. But anyway, I guess I'll raise the bar next year big time. But we got to get into it here, and there's a few more bridges we got to cross before we do get into it. I want to show you what I'm drinking tonight. This may seem a little underwhelming.
Oh.
I don't know if it's special for the average viewer, listener. It's Mountain Dew, just Mountain Dew. I don't drink Mountain Dew a lot, and I saw it on the shelf at the store today, and I thought, it's been a while since I had a Mountain Dew. I opened it just before we went live. I had one sip, and I forgot how much I love this stuff.
Well, I'm happy for you that you're enjoying your special drink. I'm very conflicted about my special drink tonight.
Uh-oh, okay. I think I can guess what it is because I know there's something that's been bothering you. Let's just give Handsome Aaron Airport a few minutes to vent.
Okay.
Just let's get this out of the way so we can go on with the show. So go for it.
Yeah, so we can focus on the stories. Let's get this out of the way right now. I have a Cove soda. It is grape flavored.
May taste a little bitter when you have a sip, though.
Currently delicious, but maybe not for much longer because, as longtime listeners of the show know, that Jordan and I have been off and on drinking Cove soda quite frequently when we record and having them as special drinks and featuring them on the show and talking about how much we love Cove soda. And over this period of time, Cove soda has not reached out to us, and we even called out into the atmosphere, into the universe, to have Cove soda reach out to us so we can make this official and become, not sponsored, but just have a relationship with Cove soda. And, we'll scratch their back. They can scratch ours however they want. And
I think you're misrepresenting this. So let's just be clear here. I got to interject. Their chance to reach out to us has passed because we reached out to them.
We did reach out to them. And we've also had listeners reach out to them. So specifically, you reached out to them.
I did twice.
You twice. You sent the email. And then we called out for listeners to reach out to Cove Soda to educate them on what we're doing here. We are spreading the good word about Cove Soda all over the world.
I've seen 4 listeners contact Cove Soda.
And then I myself, I normally, when I'm not recording, I'm normally living my life. But I reached out to Cove Soda as well from 2 different emails and have heard nothing back from them. So I did hint at this last week that I'm only giving Cove Soda another short amount of time. If they don't reach out to us, this is going to turn into a boycott.
A ban.
We're going to a ban. I'm going to start calling it a boycott because we're going to call out to the KCW Army to boycott Cove Soda if they don't get back to us by a certain date. So I want to pick that date with you right now.
How long do they got?
So Cove Soda has until March 4th.
Okay. What's the relevance of that day?
Well, I'm giving it 2 more weeks from right now, from when we're recording this. Because in order to officially launch the boycott, I need to know by March 4th, because that's when we're recording an episode.
Yeah,
So we're going to give it a bit more time, 2 weeks.
Which I think is generous.
If we don't hear from Cove Soda by March 4th, then officially we'll be launching the Cove Soda boycott. And it's not what I want to do. It's unfortunately what we have to do.
Yeah, they're forcing our hands. And just to be clear, this isn't a financial or even like a marketing collaboration. Like I think if Cove Soda sent you a coupon in the mail for 1 free can of pop, would that be enough?
All they would have to do is just respond.
And thank you?
Hey, not even a thank you. Just, we acknowledge your existence. See you later. That's it.
We got
your emails. We got your emails. I'd settle for that. I'd settle with a, new phone who dis. Like, I'll take that. This is crazy at this point.
So you have a special drink. It's a Cove soda. It's not necessarily a special drink. It seems like you have kind of a lot of complicated feelings about your drink tonight, and I hope that doesn't get in the way of the show. We'll refresh this whole thing by allowing a listener DJ to share a special drink. And this is special because this episode, as I said, one of the things we missed since our last episode was Valentine's Day. DJ was the first participant in the Keep Canada Romantic Dating Profiles segment. So it's great to have him on our post-Valentine's Day episode, revealing his special drink.
Hey KCW, it's DJ from the original Dating Profile. It's Valentine's Day, and I wanted to crack open a special drink with my true Valentine, the handsome Aaron Airport. Yes, it's San Pellegrino cherry and lemon flavor. I got it from Gateway in Dartmouth. So here we go. Yeah, that's good.
I agree with DJ. San Pellegrinos are delicious. And then even if they're unflavored and they just have that lemony, citrusy thing. But I'm glad he got a special drink, and I'm glad to hear from him recording that live on Valentine's Day is what we're hearing there. So I think that kind of takes the whole Keep Canada Romantic thing full circle. But he did claim to have you as his true Valentine. Are you comfortable with that?
I will accept DJ's offering to be my Valentine. And I would like to say that I will be DJ's Valentine as well. And we'll see next year if we're still Valentines.
Let's get into it here. We've done a lot of special drinks tonight, talked a lot about drinks, but we're not done. I want to open the show with a weird piece of news, but I couldn't help but stop scrolling when this came across my cell phone because I'm a big fan of ginger ale, and I'm someone who, if I have like a cold or even like I have some indigestion or something happening, I find ginger ale is like a cure-all for my body. And that's why I was so upset to hear that there's no more ginger ale in the Ottawa hospital. Let me read you a little article here. Ginger ale might be the unofficial drink of feeling sick in Canada, but it has officially been taken off the menu at the Ottawa hospital, and it's a move met with backlash. The hospital confirmed this week that it's removed ginger ale from its patient offerings, saying the drink has limited nutritional value and high sugar content. A spokesperson says the hospital is focused on providing health-promoting food and beverage options for patients and families. As part of an ongoing review of its menu, ginger ale did not meet the standard. Instead, patients are being offered water, broths, Pedialyte, and juices like apple, orange, and cranberry. Not everyone is following suit, though. Both Montfort Hospital and Queensway Carleton Hospital said ginger ale is still available for patients there, and any change to that is not expected in the future. So for now, depending on where you are in Ottawa, your recovery may or may not include that classy, fizzy comfort drink. Does this shock you? Does this bother you, Aaron?
I don't know if it shocks or bothers me. I really only drink ginger ale if I'm having with an alcoholic content involved in a mixed drink of some kind. That's really the only time I'll have ginger ale. But
you don't have mixed drinks at the hospital, I don't imagine. That would be a weird.
No. But I find it interesting that they're doing this. I don't really see the point. Like, yes, ginger ale is typically high in sugar, but there's diet ginger ale. Like, sure, there's no nutritional value in it per se, but I mean, for someone who is in the hospital and ginger ale isn't going to hurt them, then what's the problem with having it? Because if the sugar content is the biggest issue, they state in the article that they're still serving apple juice. They're still serving these juices that are extremely high and probably just as high in sugar content as ginger ale is.
That's a good point.
I find it a bit confusing.
Yeah, and it kind of annoys me. One thing that, like, I get promoting healthy diets and healthy foods and stuff, but it's like you need to have a little treat. And if I was stuck at the hospital for a week recovering from a surgery or something, and I'm like, I just love a ginger ale or a Coke or Pepsi or whatever the case may be, and they're like, no. Like, you can choose Pedialyte or water.
Or broth.
Yeah, that's
Can I please have my ginger ale, please? Shut up and drink your warm broth.
come on. For people in the hospital, some of the people in there, it's like their last week on the planet. Let them have ginger ale if that's what they want. And this one, like if this article had been about Pepsi or 7-Up or Sprite, I don't think it would have bothered me. But I associate ginger ale with getting over a head cold or something. Something about the ginger like opens up my sinuses, it seems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if ginger ale provides people with some improved mental health because it tastes good, it makes them feel better, then it does have some medicinal value at that point. So let them have some ginger ale. If people are complaining, and hopefully people complain so much that they bring ginger ale back, just not Cove ginger ale.
Let that,
or maybe, depends.
Yeah, we'll let you know in about 2 weeks. Let's leave that linger here. We're going to get into the stories. There's been a lot of weird stuff happening over the past week. Let's take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to talk hockey. Not the game, more so the way the people who run the arena in Oshawa treat their fans who may or may not stink like garbage. We'll get into that after a short break. Handsome Aaron Airport. I'm glad to have a hockey story because I've been very into Olympic hockey. I'm rooting hard for the Canadian men's and women's team. But the story we have about hockey tonight is not anything Canada should be proud of. The Oshawa Generals hockey team sparked a weird Canadian news controversy after sending an email to their season ticket holders that a lot of people felt crossed a line. Here's the story of the Oshawa Generals fans getting a hygiene penalty and an apology.
And the Generals will get their chance.
The Oshawa Generals junior hockey team is last in the division, but it seems fans have something else to complain about.
Oh, that was horrible.
A letter was sent to Gens Nation on Tuesday saying, in part, we kindly ask for your cooperation with a few simple hygiene practices. And among other requests was one that, if you went to the gym or did something that produced body odor, please shower before attending the game.
I mean, it makes me feel some type of way. I mean, I shower every day, twice a day. But the others, I can't speak for everybody. So that's kind of unfortunate, but...
The letter came from Jason Hickman, Director of Ticket Sales and Service. He told DurhamRegion.com in a phone interview, I got a lot of people complaining about the person next to them smelling like cat pee, bad breath, this and that, and everything else.
I appreciate it, right? Because I'm not going to mention it to someone that's beside me that they stink. I'd feel rude, right? So I'm glad they're taking the initiative.
I mean, if the athletes smell, they're kind of behind glass. They're away from you. If the fans smell, the dude next to you, you're smelling that for the next, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Many, though, are baffled the team even had to make this request.
I think everyone should wear their deodorant, but I think it's a little crazy. It's a little weird, I guess. A little surprising that the sports team would say that.
I'd be pretty confused if I got a letter telling me to take a shower before I went to a game, honestly.
Late this afternoon, the team posted an apology to social media saying, hey, Gens Nation, we took a penalty on that last one. It's not our place to overstep like we did. We are sorry, and hopefully we can wash this one off.
Kind of disappointed they walked it back and apologized. I think they should have just, held their ground and stuck with it. The email's already sent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, stick with it. Stick to your guns. One phrasing that I want to focus on here is when they were listing off all the different things that patrons smelled like. They said cat pee, bad breath, this and that, and everything else or something. It was like this and that.
I think he was having a real bad day at work. He just got an email or got off the phone with someone flipping that someone stunk at a game.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things. He should have saved that email as a draft and looked at it, the next morning and decided then to send it.
Yeah, next time somebody around me stinks, I'm going to be like, you smell like this and that.
It's if you actually see the email that they sent out to all their season ticket holders, there's something to it because I feel like the email was sent with the intention of being like, don't stink coming to the games, but they didn't want to hit it right on the nose. So they they kind of tiptoed into it. I'm going to read you the email because it comes across first as this kind of public health message, and then all of a sudden it's this thing about, getting a shower. So to all of their season ticket holders, they say, "Hello, Gens Nation. We're thrilled to have you with us each and every game and appreciate the energy you bring to our arena. To help ensure a clean, comfortable, and enjoyable experience for everyone, we kindly ask for your cooperation with a few simple hygiene practices. Please make use of the hand sanitizing stations that are located throughout the arena. Cover coughs and sneezes, and be mindful of personal cleanliness while sharing our space with fellow fans. If you're feeling unwell, we encourage you to take care of yourself and cheer us on from home if possible." So far it kind of sounds like they're talking about don't spread colds and flus and COVID and stuff.
Yeah, be a good citizen.
But then they say, if you went to the gym or did something that produced body odor, please shower before attending the game. This small action can make a big difference in keeping our community healthy and our events running smoothly. Thank you for your understanding. Warm regards, Jason Hickman. And it's to have at the end of the email, and get a shower if you have body odor. I feel like that's what he wanted to say.
I'm just wondering how many complaints came in that then justified them setting a policy and a response. So it would have had to have been other patrons complaining. I'm a season ticket holder and everybody here stinks. So unless you do something about that, I'm no longer purchasing season tickets. I'm no longer going to the games. It wouldn't just be one person complaining. It would have had to have been a number of people complaining so much that everybody else stinks of this and that. And then
and cat piss and bad breath. Because if you got one email, you would think this person is a nut.
Yeah, this is just some Karen complaining about, oh, the person next to me smells like that. But this
and then another one.
And then this person smells like this. So, but this would have been probably so many complaints that they had to say, we actually have a specific problem here where our specific patrons to this arena stink and aren't practicing healthy hygiene. So, but, in defense to the people who do smell, a lot of times we are nose blind to our own smells. So you don't really notice that your breath stinks. You don't really notice that you might have some body odor or this and that. But
it would have to be intense though if it's a problem with the people next to you, because this arena, it's not like it's like a bench and everyone's shoulder to shoulder. You're in separate chairs. You got a sweater on.
Somebody's breath would have to be unlike anything in recorded history to be able to smell it in a hockey arena.
To the point that you write an email.
To the point where it's I can't take it anymore.
I'm complaining.
Yeah.
I'm complaining to the guy who owns this arena.
Yeah.
It's that
I'm
bad.
Do something about this and that.
Yeah, but it sucks if you're I've been on an airplane before with someone who didn't smell great and that was bad. But again, it seems like it's such a one-off thing. I've had one experience I can think of. I think these kinds of experiences, though, that come with the territory. If you're around a ton of people, you got to deal with the weird habits of a lot of people. Is that fair to say, or do you think, do you forgive the nose blind out there?
No, not. I mean, sometimes, especially with breath, you don't know, right? You can totally go most of your life not knowing that you have bad breath because people are too polite to say something. And you can't smell your own breath. Although they say one thing they do say that I've heard is that if you lick your hand and wait 10 seconds, give your hand a good give your hand a good lick, wait 10 seconds for it to start to dry and then smell it. And if your hand smells, then your breath smells.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know if it's true though. I don't know if it's true, but yeah, there are some people that just don't shower very often and don't prioritize wearing deodorant and different things that we in civilized society have come to expect from others. But for it to be happening enough in this one location is unusual. And this is one of those cases where we're not there to experience it. We're not there to take in the scent that these complainers are taking in. So we can't speak to that aspect.
Well, I can speak to if I was at a hockey game and the person next to me like had a strong smell of cat urine. That I wouldn't be able to stand. I would have to get up and change seats, or just go walk around the I don't know what you call it, that like kind of hallway that goes around the arena. I wouldn't be able to handle that. Like something like that is awful. If someone had bad breath, again, I wouldn't be close enough to someone that it would affect me. This and that, I don't know what that and this would smell like, so I can't really relate to that in any way. It's not a good look for Oshawa. This wouldn't be mentioned in any kind of tourism materials for this city. When they go to sell tickets for future games, I don't think they're going to plug the fact that we're the ones who kind of went viral for having really stinky fans and trying to put a stop to it. They could make something they could do, though, maybe is partner up with a chewing gum company, and when you get into the arena, they give you like a bottle of or a little pack of chewing gum as a sample. Like that could be a cool twist on this.
Yeah, well, chewing gum is not going to do anything about cat pee and body odor. Maybe have a whole series of products that just maybe a hygiene package that, hey, it's hygiene package day here at the hockey arena. Come on in and get your deodorant, toothpaste, your mouthwash, your everything else that you need.
Cat pee remover.
Yeah, you're this and you're that. So I don't know what the answer is to that, but certainly they settled on calling everybody pieces of crap.
Let's move on to another story. This segment that we're in the middle of now, it really doesn't have any theme because we're going to go from people stinking at the hockey arena to two troublemakers who clearly bested the Winnipeg Police. This is an interesting story, and it's another one that I don't know if we're going to really be able to understand what led to this, but it's definitely something interesting. Two people are facing charges after allegedly flooding the Winnipeg Police headquarters. The bizarre incident sent water pouring through the ceilings, down the stairways, and has forced police to relocate. Here's the story of the troublemakers who bested the Winnipeg Police.
So, Daniel, what happened?
Well, Marilee, as you mentioned, police had preliminary information suggested a possible water main break or bursting of upper-level pipes. But police later alleged two people opened several emergency water supply valves in the upper stairwells of the adjoining building.
Within minutes, as you can imagine, significant water pressure built up in the pipes and forced water into the stairwells of the tower, which flooded some areas of police headquarters as well. Unfortunately, the release of this amount of water caused extensive flooding damage.
Now, police added it will take some time for them to fully assess the extent of the damage, but on Sunday, people could be seen hauling in truckloads of dehumidifiers and fans. After realizing the flooding was human-caused, officers began searching the surrounding area and arrested two people. A 51-year-old man and a 36-year-old woman were taken into custody. Police couldn't say how or when the suspects got into the space, but investigators are still probing the incident.
It became rapidly aware because water was pouring down the stairs, water was pouring through ceilings. It happened very quickly, just like floodgate basically opened up.
Both of the accused are facing 6 counts of mischief over $5,000. They were released on undertakings.
Now, we don't know why they did it, but it seems like if two people can just shut down a police station and probably damage quite a bit of evidence and computers in the process, they got to look into that. Could it be that they just saw something and just like opened a pipe and a bunch of water started spraying out? Or could they have been, let's shut these police down?
Yeah, I think it's the let's shut this police down situation because have you ever watched the show Breaking Bad?
Oh, yeah. Love that show. One of the best shows.
So spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't and plans on watching it. But there's a scene in Breaking Bad where one of the big drug pins kind of characters has been killed off, and his computer has been taken into evidence. And Walt and Jesse need to get that computer back from evidence that's locked up right now because their information is on it and it's incriminating to them. So they devise this plan where they're going to drive this truck full of magnets, giant magnets, alongside the police building, turn it on, and it's going to magnetize the building, and everything that's on the other side of the wall is going to get magnetized, slam into the wall, break, and hopefully break the computer. So they devised that plan to be able to get rid of that evidence so that they can't be implicated in the, methamphetamine reign that was going on.
Actually, good idea. I don't remember that episode, but that's an interesting idea. But and this is almost like the poor man's version of that.
Yeah,
we don't got magnets, but we can.
Yeah. So these are either the two individuals who have to get rid of some evidence that's in the police station, so they decide to flood it, or they're henchmen, and they were sent there by other people who either wanted to get rid of something in the police station, or another theory is they possibly sent them there to flood the police station to distract from something else that was going on in another part of town, so that they can do a crime over there and the police would be either slow to respond or couldn't respond at all, and it would give them extra time to be able to complete that crime. So maybe they were just henchmen working for someone else.
We do have some competing theories, and they all hold water, pardon the pun. But the thing about this is like there must be some reason, because why would you choose, of all the buildings to commit mischief and vandalize and flood, to choose a police station? Like there has to be a reason. Why wouldn't you do something stupid like this at a shopping mall if you're just doing it for, to get a laugh, especially if you're a 50 and 36-year-old. It'd be different if it was like two teenagers who found an open door and just, went in and did something on impulse. This has to be a targeted thing, and they definitely got to look into, they being the Winnipeg Police, got to look into major unsolved crimes and try to connect some dots between the flooders and these major crimes, because I think there's connections to be made there.
I would love to hear an update on the actual, they've arrested the two, right?
And let's talk this out, because how do they catch these people? Because they say it was like the floodgates open, all of a sudden water's pouring down the stairs, water's dripping through the ceilings and stuff. Initially, they being the police, assumed it was like a pipe burst or some kind of water problem in the building, which would totally make sense. It would have taken a while to investigate that before they realized, someone opened these valves. So you would think we're talking at least about hours before they realized it was vandalism or mischief. When they realize it is, they go search the surrounding areas and find these two people. This doesn't sound like the kind of crime that would leave a lot of evidence. However, maybe they did just find two people on the street corner who were absolutely soaked.
Yeah. That's why I think they're henchmen that were sent by someone else to distract the police with this flood while they commit a larger, more serious crime somewhere else in the city. And then they're like, and you can get caught. You won't go to jail for that long or whatever. The punishment that won't be that severe. So just keep your mouth shut, get caught, and serve your time, and then we'll reward you on the other side. So, and that way, when they catch these people, they aren't looking into it anymore. They're like, we caught them, case closed. So then whoever hired them is getting away scot-free.
Yeah, with a truck full of stolen butter.
Yeah, stolen butter, yeah.
Whatever the story behind this story is, it is said to have caused millions of dollars in damage and really derailed the Winnipeg police force. basically all their in-office tasks are on hold until they relocate to another building while remediation happens at the police station. So this is a serious thing. I just think it's so unexpected and so surprising that you could do this kind of damage just by sneaking in a stairwell and opening some kind of valve. But don't get any ideas, teenagers out there. I want to move on to something, Aaron. Unless you got anything else to say about this, I want to talk pullers.
Oh, yeah, from last week. Okay, here we go.
Let's get into it. A little bit of listener feedback, because it turned out when last week I mentioned to you the, I guess, insult that I remember from back in the day in Cape Breton would be calling someone a puller, which is the equivalent, I guess, of like, a douchebag or a shithead or, just calling. A puller is just like a generic bad thing to call someone from where I grew up.
Right, but you did elaborate on it when I asked you what a puller was. You said it alluded to masturbation.
Yeah, and that's where, but you wouldn't call someone a puller specifically to be like, you're someone who masturbates. It's just that was kind of like, that was the suggestion that came with it. But usually a puller just meant someone of low value, kind of equivalent to like, I don't know, like when you call someone an idiot, you don't necessarily mean they're not smart. You just like, you don't value them, like that guy's an idiot.
Right.
So puller is kind of along those lines. But anyway, when I said it last week, I didn't think that listeners would have stories about pullers. And listeners from all over the world. Let's start with a listener named Jeff from Australia who wanted to tell us about pullers.
G'day, this is Jeff from Australia. I just listened to your 200th episode. I'm really enjoying the show. Down in Australia, we call people that you referred to as pullers wankers, as in don't be a wanker when someone does something stupid. Anyhow, enjoying your show. Look after yourself. Thanks.
That is amazing that someone in Australia can connect to calling people pullers in Cape Breton in the early 90s.
Yeah, that's great. Pullers is truly the universal language.
Wanker is good too, though. Very similar, both in terms of the symbolism and the use of the term.
Yeah, and wanker I've heard before. I've heard it on TV. I've heard it referenced many times throughout my life. But puller, you were the first to educate me on puller.
Well, let's hear from a listener named Pat, he has a story about the term puller. And it connects to Cape Breton, but it's not about a generic term puller. He has a story about a specific puller in Cape Breton. Listen to this.
Okay.
Hey, Aaron and Jordan. It's your Hamilton correspondent, Patrick. I heard your episode on Keep Canada Weird talking about the puller down in Cape Breton. Friends of ours, we used to go down to Cape Breton, we still do every summer, and I have friends down there who jokingly said about when we were going on our way to Sydney, we would pass by the house and he would always say, "Have the boys heard about the puller?" And he would talk about there was one guy who would amuse himself up in one of the windows. It's around like French Vale, Balls Creek area. And I think he was just joking. There wasn't any puller who lived up in that house. But to this day, every time my brother and I drive by that house, we always hearken back to, "Have the boys heard about the puller?"
So that's about a specific puller, but I love, he does a good Cape Breton accent.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
And he knows the culture. Like he brought up French Vale, Balls Creek, which is kind of a funny place name to experience a puller near.
Yeah, it's appropriate. And yeah, there are pullers everywhere, apparently. I had no idea.
That whole story about that specific puller, though, just reminds me that every little town has the weirdo, oddball, oftentimes pervert that people talk about. It seems like his friend's version of that was the puller. People in Halifax have the glove guy. On Encounters with Creeps, we heard a story of like the Bridgewater cat lady, which was this lady who was known for just going up to people and meowing at them and trying to get them to like pet her. And she was known all around town, and people from there just assumed it was like, just, I guess, came to accept it. But if anyone out there has anything to say about the term puller or has a story about a specific puller, go to thecanadiangothic.com/contact and let Aaron and I know. You can do that right now because we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we got to revisit another past topic, buses. We got some bus chaos after a short break. Handsome Aaron Airport. It's happening again. A story that we kind of passed by keeps coming back and keeps coming back and keeps coming back again. I'm talking about school buses specifically. The first school bus story we talked about was, what was it? It was maybe 2 episodes ago. What was our first school bus story? Do you recall? Oh, I remember. The school bus driver who got fired for quitting, basically.
Oh, when he walked away from the bus. Yeah.
Yeah, bus full of kids. He got off the bus and left them there, and they fired him. We agreed that he quit specifically.
He quit gracefully, in my opinion.
That led to stories being told about crazy things happening on buses, and I guess we manifested it to happen. There's another crazy bus story in the news. A school bus ride in Orillia, Ontario turned into a nightmare after a driver allegedly sped up towards a bump, launching kids from their seats, leaving one girl with a broken nose, and leaving police investigating. Here's the story of the school bus that hit the bump, prompting a police investigation.
What started out as a bumpy school bus ride home Tuesday afternoon turned into horrifying moments in Oshawa. Children crying, hurt and screaming in pain.
She's traumatized. She doesn't even want to ride the bus. She can't go to school. She generally wears glasses. She can't wear her glasses. They don't fit on her nose because it's so swollen.
This mother who didn't want to be identified telling CTV News her child suffered a broken nose when the kids said their school bus picked up speed ahead of a known bump along Agnew Road. The kids said the bus driver sped up after a child asked her to go faster.
Still shaking. My daughter can't sleep. She can't really eat. She's got liquids because her mouth is sore. Her nose is still bleeding. You can hear her when she's talking.
I don't remember much. I just remember going up in the air and then me on the floor.
She said the driver kept going and did not acknowledge what happened.
My friend gave me tissues. She's like, oh my God, your nose is bleeding.
After being dropped off, the 12-year-old spent the night in the emergency department of Soldiers Memorial. Another child suffered a cut to her tongue. Several kids were sobbing.
And I saw 2 other students come off. They looked kind of pale face. And then my kids got off and they were crying.
This mother says she was shocked when she saw the video her child recorded as kids pleaded for the driver to slow down before hitting the bump.
Kind of in disbelief. However, my daughter had mentioned a few times in the past that the bus goes too fast over a specific bump in the road. And so I kind of was putting all the pieces together in my mind.
Provincial police only confirming an investigation is underway. Frustrated parents demanding accountability from the school bus company. Status of the driver remains unclear.
Man, like parts of that were terrifying. The news clip starts, you just hear children screaming. One kid, you broke my effing nose. That was chaos on that bus.
Yeah, it sounded like it. You know, the listeners can't see the footage of the news coverage, but they constantly show the blood from her nose in the news coverage, like clips of it, like you know, mounds of Kleenex covered in blood and stained clothing with blood on it. And they're just zooming in on all of these pictures of her blood from her nose.
And then when they'd show the cell phone that a kid maybe had filming on the school bus, it's just everything is moving fast. It's a dizzying whirlwind of school bus chaos. I wonder if there's truth to the school bus driver sped up after a kid asked him to go faster. And if so, this bump that they hit apparently is a well-known bump. I wonder if they knew the bump was coming. Some kid said like, hey, bus driver, like go faster and hit this bump. And maybe that's what did it.
Yeah, that sounds exactly what probably happened because the school bus driver probably, you know, the kids probably leading up to that enjoyed hitting the bump. It was a bit of a thrill and it was an exciting thing to have happen on the way home from school. And he just thought that he was probably giving the kids what they want, but then he ended up breaking a little girl's nose in the process.
They haven't released the bus driver's information, but I believe it's a female bus driver. I don't know why that surprises me. This seems like something that it would be like if you have 1,000 male bus drivers and 1,000 female bus drivers, I feel like I could get more of the male bus drivers to go fast and hit the bump. I don't know what that says about men, but that part of it surprised me. I think they're going to have hell to pay if they actually did speed up, hitting the bump on purpose and broke this kid's nose. It's going to be a really big problem. And you would have to smack that seat in front of you to break your nose. Like a school bus, you don't wear a seatbelt. And I've always thought that was okay because the back of the seat in front of you is like this big padded thing. So even if it was like a head-on collision and you slammed into that seat in front of you, it's just like hitting a mattress.
Yeah.
So this kid must have smoked it.
Yeah, or maybe there was an exposed bar or something, or I don't know. We have to... Again, we weren't there. We can't really tell from the cell phone footage what the inside of that bus looks like, exactly where the girl was sitting. We got to convince a bus driver. Yeah. We got to convince a bus driver to speed up and recreate this. Yeah. Well, maybe you and I need to get into a car, drive to this location, hit the bump ourselves, and break our noses, and then videotape the blood.
Do you think we caused this by opening the doors to bus chaos? And I will say as well, this isn't the only bus driver story in the news this week. A bus driver in Halifax was arrested, or a bus driver outside of Halifax was arrested last week. I don't know what the charges were, and it's all kind of hush-hush, but it relates to a bus going off of the road.
Yeah.
And it ended in the bus driver being charged. So it's like there's a lot of school bus stuff going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is it us?
It could be.
We did it with tires.
That's what I was going to say. We did it with tires when we were talking about tires all the time. All of a sudden, some actual tire stories started to appear in the news. So this could be us manifesting more bus stories to talk about. Or it could be a coincidence. We don't know. We don't have any hard data to prove either way. So we'll have to just see what happens next week. And if we have an unusual amount of bus stories, then we know something is up.
We got a couple more voicemails that I want to go out on. We're doing a lot of voicemails tonight because we got a lot of very interesting voicemails. And something that doesn't happen often is Keep Canada Weird receiving emails from people directly associated with our stories. Last week, we heard from a teenager, someone affected by the puberty problem, Bruin. And we have another person infected with the puberty problem who wants to speak with us. This is an 18-year-old named Robin. I want you to hear what Robin has to say, and you let me know if this is a sincere message or if they're just trying to downplay something we've been working so hard to expose, a puberty problem.
Hi, Jordan and Aaron. This is Robin from Minnesota. I haven't called in before, but I just listened to your 201st episode where Bruin was talking about how you guys are the real puberty problem. I have to say, I'm 18, and listening to the stuff that you guys said that you did as kids, and listening to my own parents talk about what they did as kids, and they're about your age, you guys were definitely worse than kids my age are now. We tend to bully each other into behaving and having good hygiene, and it seems like you guys were just so desperate for entertainment that you just did the wildest stuff, and kids don't really do that anymore. So I think you really pay attention to it because you were so bad as kids that you're scared of kids now. But we're bad, but we're not that bad. So yeah. Anyway, thanks.
What do you think? Is the puberty problem something that exists in our head because we're worried about running into 15-year-old bus stop Bonaparte and handsome and not even handsome, stinky and kind of like mustachioed Aaron Airport?
Yeah. This and that Aaron Airport. Well, maybe there is some of our own anxieties, insecurities that are bubbling over here. Sure, because whenever you speak about a problem that exists out there, maybe you tend to embellish it at times, but I believe that generally the puberty problem is real and anyone 18 years or younger is infected. Some people, maybe they don't show any symptoms, they're asymptomatic. Maybe some people,
which Robin
can't-
may be, because
Yeah.
Robin didn't come across as like a raving hormonal mess.
Right. No, she didn't. So I think some people, yeah, they're asymptomatic. They show no symptoms of the puberty problem, but other people will show many symptoms and will have severe cases of the puberty problem. And I would like to invite Robin. Bruin is an official informant of ours for the puberty problem. I'd like to invite Robin to be one as well. And it would be great if Robin did call in every now and again, giving us updates on her perspective, her view, and her experiences with the puberty problem.
Yeah, whenever we touch on any stories that involve the puberty problem, we need correspondents, informants, consultants like Bruin and Robin to help out. Robin or anyone else who had their voice aired on the show tonight, go to thecanadiangothic.com/contact, claim your free swag pack, and there is one more person who's going to be eligible. We have an interesting callback to a prior story. And this is, I guess this is our third week in a row now, discussing the dog who ate the cocaine in Vancouver and overdosed. We talked about the story. You had these crazy theories. We had a vet call in or a vet tech call in and support you. We have someone else calling in about it. A listener named Kaylee has a theory on the cocaine dog. And it's an interesting one. It turns out Kaylee, she knows a kind of suspicious amount about cocaine. Listen to this.
Hi, Jordan and Aaron. This is Kaylee, corresponding from Cape Breton. And it's a small world because my sister remembers the glory days of airport. I'm calling in after having just listened to the episode about the dog who ate the napkin with the cocaine. And you guys were wondering about how or why cocaine would be in a napkin. So there is a thing called booger sugar, right? If you do a lot of cocaine, your boogers end up with a significant amount of cocaine in them. I think sometimes you can even give them to a friend if you're really, really desperate. So I suspect that's what happened with this dog is, he just ate someone's completely cocaine-loaded booger. Thanks, guys.
I've never heard of booger sugar. I haven't wanted something less than now.
Right. I've heard the term booger sugar, but I always thought of it as it's called booger sugar because you snort it up your nose where your boogers are. But I never thought of it in the reverse method where it's booger sugar because when you blow your nose, there's cocaine in your boogers.
It kind of makes sense. If you were congested and doing cocaine, it would be really hard for a cocaine addict or a regular user of cocaine when you get a head cold. That would really screw with things. But I guess it would create more booger sugar for your friends.
Right. That's a really good theory, though. And it really does make a lot of sense. I still lean towards my theory. It's just how I feel about it.
Cover up?
Fact, yeah, it's a cover up from the dog's owner because the dog's owner does cocaine and the dog got into the owner's cocaine and then the owner brought the dog to the vet and blamed the situation on a made up story about walking the dog. The dog stumbles across a napkin, eats it.
Cocaine. Yeah.
It's full of cocaine. Yeah. So
the issue with that story from the beginning that we said is like, why would you have a bunch of cocaine in a napkin? Of all the places to store an expensive powder, why would you wrap it in a napkin? It's just a terrible idea. The whole booger sugar thing makes a lot more sense. Someone walking through Vancouver does a bunch of cocaine up their nose, blows their nose, disrespectful to the city, drops it on the ground. Some dog walks by and swallows that. All of a sudden, dog stoned on booger sugar. Kaylee gave a call out to Airport. Her older sister must have seen us perform. For people new to the show, Airport, and the name Handsome Aaron Airport, comes from the best rock band to ever come out of Cape Breton Island. I played lead guitar. Handsome Aaron Airport was the lead singer and chief songwriter. And Kaylee's older sister had the joy, the blessed experiences of seeing us play once upon a time.
Yeah, long time ago in a galaxy just around the corner from me. But yeah, that's great. I'm curious if we know her sister, and
I hope it was good experiences.
I hope so. Maybe it was like they're the worst bands with the worst songs and the worst guitars and everything.
For people who haven't had the gift of Airport, at the end of this episode, I'm going to go out on an Airport song. I'll decide in post-production what song we'll go out on.
Okay. And I'll give you some strong opinions when we stop recording of what that song
Well,
should be.
let's start that debate now. We can put a bow on this. Episode 202 was our best episode yet. You think?
Whatever, man.
Handsome here at Airport. Until next time.
Jordan, bus stop, backhoe, Bonaparte. Until next time.
We got to be careful what we talk about. It happened with tires. It happened with stairs. Now it's happening with buses. I think what we need to do is start talking about like affordable housing or the dropping of food prices and just see what we can do. Maybe we can manifest some good in this world instead of just manifesting bizarre, weird things related to fringe topics.
Yeah, and Jordan, until next time, hopefully talking about how people stink tonight doesn't cause everyone and you and I to start stinking. Because God knows I don't want to smell like this or that.
I want to thank you for helping Aaron and I fulfill our mission to keep Canada weird. Now, if any one of you listening want to get more involved in what we're doing, we need all the correspondence we can get. So if something weird happens in your area, or if you have any thoughts on anything we discussed tonight, let us know about it. The best way to reach us is by using the voice recorder that can be found at thecanadiangothic.com/contact. Now, I'm going to start wrapping up the episode, but before we part, let us thank a few people. First of all, Aaron and I want to give a big thank you to all the correspondents who contributed to this episode. If your voice message was aired on the show, go back to thecanadiangothic.com/contact and fill out the form to claim your swag pack and Keep Canada Weird badge. We'll happily get it right out to you. Next, a big shout out to Unicole for the intro and outro voiceovers, and Monty Data, who provides the outro version of O Canada that you're about to hear. And then lastly, but most importantly, we have a massive thank you to every one of you listening, as without your interest and your support, this work would be impossible. And for any one of you out there who want to support the show financially and get more out of the show at the same time, please consider the premium feed. Our premium feed subscription costs just a couple bucks a month, and that money will fund the creation of new episodes. But the premium feed will also give you those episodes early, give them to you ad-free, and give you access to a full back catalog of Keep Canada Weird episodes and bonuses. You can go premium at thecanadiangothic.com/subscribe. And even if the premium feed isn't for you, you can still support the show by simply sharing episodes on social media. That's free, and it's a big help. So until next time, take care of each other, hug your loved ones tight, and please keep Canada weird.
And keep Canada weird. Please keep Canada weird.
And now to our viewers and listeners everywhere. Good night.
At the end of the credits, I'll put on an airport song.
Yeah.
Requests?
I'd say marching band, maybe.
We don't have a great recording of that.
Yeah, we do. It's on that was part of the EP.
Oh, marching band. I was thinking of Walk With You.
No, marching band.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. That's a jam. That's a bop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I think Kiss Me Before I'm Dead is probably our best song, but I think like in terms of recordings and stuff and like yeah, I think marching band is a good one to put.
This pounding sound is heard miles around. It informs this town of my love for you. It's like a marching band. It's like clapping hands. It's like rhyming chants. It's the noise of my love for you. And you rob my heart blind. And you. around. It informs this town of my love for you. It's like a marching band. It's like